Please dislike or like the 2021 movie Thunder Twins. At the beginning of the film, the story introduces us to an elderly man, who was a priest. He was sitting on a mountain on an island and praying. But suddenly the fire started falling from the sky above him, which he was very scared to see. That fire is also spinning in the sky. After that, that fire fell on another man, who was the king of the Zhao family. Another man with strange white hair has also seen that fire. Who was the leader of the Shin dynasty was also seen. He was standing on a tower, which was also known as the Star Tower. Here, the priest, king and the leader had learned that such a fire from the sky is a sign that a new general is going to be born, who will rule us, and as soon as he comes everything will change. And right now, the Shin family was ruling everywhere. But the leader had known that very soon, all this was going to end. While the rule of the king of the Zhao family was becoming more and more powerful day by day, and it was also said that a new general would be born in the Zhao family. Now the leader of the Shin dynasty orders his soldiers to go and kill the Zhao family, and his king, because he did not want the Shin family to be destroyed. And a new general rules them. Now, the soldiers of the Shin family attack everyone. They had killed everyone. The leader of the Shin dynasty always wanted his rule everywhere. Because of the attack, all the people were killed and their houses were destroyed. During this time, only the leader of the city and his twin sons were left alive. The leader was very injured. He knows this, that he can't live for a long time. So he has given his flying power to one of his sons. So the king of the Shin family came and killed the leader. His intention was to kill the twin sons of the leader, because he knew that a new general would be born from them. But then the priest comes here, whom we saw at the beginning of the story, and stops the leader of the Shin from doing this. There was a fight between them. They both fight and reach a different world. In this fight, the leader of the Shin was quite injured. As a result, he departs from there. There we see the king of the Zhao family, who had come to those twin sons. When he comes and sees his whole city was destroyed. The priest had also come there. The priest tells the king that you are the person who will take care of these two children, because I know that one day one of these two children is going to be a general whose rule will be everywhere. There the priest had also named both the children. One of them was named Leizhenzi and the other was named Huan. And we are shown the time after 18 years. We see Leizhenzi, who had grown up and was trying to fly with a fake wing on the roof of his house. Everyone was worried to see him and were making fun of him, because Leizhenzi often used to do such things. He answers them with anger and says that one day I will definitely fly, and falls on the ground. Then we see Huan, who had grown up like Leizhenzi. He was sitting with his father king and was having a meeting. He was the same king of the Zhao family who had brought him with him in his childhood. A very beautiful girl was sitting with king. She was his student. Her name is Xing. The king now tells both brothers about the priest's mission, that the priest wants you to go and get the golden stick of the general, after which you will be made general. And only he can pick up the stick which will be the real general. Who was Huan in front of the king's eyes. Hearing this, Leizhenzi says that I also want to go with my brother. And that girl Xing, who was king's student, gets ready to go with them. First, the king stops them, but later allows the three of them to go. On the way, Leizhenzi was making fun with everyone with his words, while Huan was completely silent. He always used to be like this. Now they had come to an old graveyard. Now when they start going ahead, a wall had come in front of them. Seeing this, Leizhenzi says in a joke that, I can break this wall by hitting it once. When he does this, the wall really breaks, which his brother and Xing get surprised to see. As soon as the wall falls, there was a statue behind it. In its hand, the same golden stick was, which they had come to take here. Now Huan goes ahead to take it, because the king had told him that he is the real general. But when he goes to pick up the stick, he can't pick up that stick. Now Leizhenzi goes ahead to pick it up. When he picks up the stick, it was stuck to his hands. He picks it up and hits it on the ground. So the light came out of the ground, and that light was going straight to the sky. Seeing this, Leizhenzi's brother and Xing are very surprised. On the other side, we are shown the leader of the city, who was sitting and doing some magic. Suddenly his eyes open. He had found out that the real general has reached the golden stick. When the king and priest are together in the palace, then Leizhen was bringing a golden stick in his hand, which both were surprised to see, because they both thought that the real general is Huan. Now after knowing this, they take Huan to the jungle. Both of them wanted to kill Huan. Actually, what we saw at the beginning of the story, the leader, i.e. his real dad, put the thunder power of his wings inside Huan. But he knew that his sons, not Huan but Leizhen, is the real general. He did this so that no one ever knows about Leizhen, that he will become the real general. Otherwise, his life could have been in danger. Now the priest tells Huan that your dad gave you his powers. We want Leizhen to get all those powers because he is the general and it is only possible when we kill you. But then the leader of the Shin had reached there, who never wanted his rule to be ended. He attacks the king and the priest, and from there he took Huan with him. He brought him to the place where Huan and Leizhen were born, i.e. the same place where the leader of the Shin has been destroyed along with his soldiers. Here he takes Huan's memory of the time when he was born, and also tells him that his mom and dad were not killed by anyone else but your stepdad, the king of the Zhao family. He did all this because he knew that one of you two brothers will be a general. Hearing this, Huan was completely shattered, that the king whom he considered his dad, he killed his real mom and dad. The leader of the Shin had succeeded in his plan. Now he tells Huan that the powers which your dad gave you, try to bring them out. Only then you can take revenge on the king of the Zhao family. Knowing this, Huan was now ready to take revenge. On the other hand, Leizhen tells the priest that, you have to teach me how to fight, so that I can save my brother. On the other hand, the leader of the Shin puts Huan in such a place where he could get his powers back, which his dad had given him. On the other hand, while flying into the air, Leizhen was also going to his island with the priest. Jin was also with him. He had a reason to go so that he could take training to fight the priest. He comes and starts his training. Meanwhile his training, he gets the news that his dad, that is, the king of the Zhao family, has been kidnapped by Huan because he wanted to take revenge for his mom and dad. Now Leizhen wanted to save his dad, but the priest stops him from going and says that, you have not learned properly yet. Your life may be in danger. But Leizhen wanted to save his dad anyway. The priest acquiesces and grants him permission to depart. On the other hand, the king gives him the dragon fruit, which will help him increase his strength. He says that if you are in any trouble, you can eat this fruit. On the other hand, we see the king who was being killed by Huan. When he was about to kill the king with his weapon, Leizhen comes there and removes Huan from his golden stick. And he also says that you have given by our dad, you've to give me the powers. But Huan, who did not want to understand anything, because he was in control of Shin's leader. Here the fight started between these two brothers. Huan was about to kill Leizhen but stops, because he did not have the courage to kill his own brother. That's why he left from there. Now Huan goes to the Star Tower and tells Shin's leader that he failed to kill Leizhen. The leader was very angry about this. He tells Huan to go back to the same place, because he knows that after going there, Huan's powers could be activated. On the other hand, he also sees Leizhen and Xing, who had succeeded in entering the Star Tower. But they are late because Huan had now turned into a demon due to his evilness. When Leizhen comes inside, the fight started as soon as both of them came inside. That's why the powers that were in Huan while fighting get activated. The flying powers that were in him come back. Huan attacks Xing, who was still supporting Leizhen. But Leizhen comes and saves her. And that weapon was on Leizhen. Huan had caught Leizhen. Xing goes and tells everything to the king and the priest. That's why to save Leizhen. They reached the Star Tower through the portal. On the other hand, Huan had found out that Shin's leader was deceiving him because Shin's leader now wanted to gain the powers of Huan inside him. When Shin's leader was doing all this, Huan gets a dream. He sees that his family and the one who killed everyone was none other than Shin's leader. That's when the king and priest Leizhen also reached him. They came and saved Huan. But they were late because Shin's leader had taken away half of Huan's powers. All of them now go outside quickly, where Shan's leader's soldiers were blocking their way. When a soldier was going to kill Leizhen, then a Xing comes in front of him and gives her life. When Leizhen sees this, he gets angry. Now he takes out his golden stick, with which he killed all the soldiers. On the other hand, Shan's leader had the power to destroy the sky. He was slowly moving that storm towards the sky. When the priest sees this, he tells Leizhen and Huan to stop all this. Now Huan holds Leizhen's hand and takes it towards the sky, because he had the power to fly. Now after going to the sky, he had given all his powers to Leizhen. After losing everything, Huan falls down and collided with that storm, which was moving towards the sky. That's why he dies. Leizhen is very sad to see this and he got angry. He uses his dragon fruit here which the priest had given him. As soon as he eats that fruit, he becomes very strong. He had stopped that storm. The priest and the king had known that a new and good general had come back, with whom China was going to become peaceful again, because Shen's leader and his government had ended. Leizhen had lost his brother and Xing in this battle, but now he was ready to fight against the oppression. He had ended the evil. And with this, the story of this movie ends here.